Okay, Bismillah. Welcome to day 3 of Arabic Chem. This is lesson 3, and we're going to be covering gender. Um, Gender is one of the 4 properties of a noun. We said that a noun has 4 properties, and they are definiteness, status, number, and gender. So today we're going to talk about gender. So in Arabic, there are 2 genders, which are masculine and feminine, and by default, all nouns are masculine, except if one of the 7 cases below occur. Then it will be feminine, right? So the first is that it gets what's called a ta marbuta on the end. It's known as this closed mouth ta, right? The one that looks like it has a big mouth with wide eyes that's screaming at you. If you see this on the end of a word, 99% of the time it's going to be feminine. So sayyaratun means a car, feminine word, right? And we can tell just based on that ending there. Most female names actually have it too. So Fatima, right? That ta marbuta on the end is indicating that it's feminine. Khadija, Aisha, all those words have it on them, and they indicate that it's feminine. So the 1% of the time where it's not, it's usually because a word is inherently masculine. So the word Khalifa is a title that was never held by a woman. It's actually a masculine title, right? So it's inherently male. But nonetheless, it still has that ta on the end. So it would be considered an exception. But really, those just kind of come up not that often. So you just have to learn those words and just know it, right? And that will come with experience. So number 2 and 3 repeat the same pattern. All we're looking at is a word that ends with this, and it's known as an alif maksura. It's a ya without any dots. And number 3 are words ending with a hamza followed by an alif, right? Hamza followed by an alif. I actually don't know any examples of these two, so we'll try and look for some, and then we'll point them out in the examples, right? But I don't know any, so that means they haven't come up in any of the examples in Taqwa yet. But number 4 is body parts in pairs. So any body part that has a pair is going to be feminine. So hand, feminine because you have another hand, right? Feet, eyes, same thing, right? And the word for hands is yed. And you're just going to have to know that it has a pair, so therefore it is feminine. Okay, broken plurals, number 5. So we haven't introduced broken plurals yet. We're going to do that in the next lesson, but let me just give you a quick overview of what it is. So a broken plural, they actually exist in English. Usually to make something plural in English, all you do is add an S on the end. It goes from mouse to mouses, right? That's how it would usually work. But we know in English, mouses doesn't exist. There's no actual, like, the word mouses isn't the plural form of mouse. Rather, it's mice. So what we can say is a broken plural is when you take the original word and you change it in order to make it plural, rather than just adding something on to the end. Same thing exists in Arabic, and we'll show you more examples of that in the next lesson. So number 6 is proper names of places, and that's pretty much just city names, country names, names of locations. So like Toronto, Brampton, Ottawa, all these places would be considered feminine because it's just the name of a place. Number 7 is it's simply feminine because the Arab said so, right? And these words, you'll just have to come across them and learn that they're feminine. And an example of it would be shams, which is sun, right? So this is gender in a nutshell. For the 12th cam, you will have to find some time just to memorize these 7 points. They're pretty simple, actually. And when you start applying them, they stick with you pretty quickly. And yeah, that's gender in a nutshell. Assalamu alaikum.